For more insight into the trial, we're joined in the studio now by Professor Li Zhaojie from the law school at Tsinghua University. Thank you very much for joining us, Professor.
Welcome.
So, as we just reported, today the trial enters the court debate on substantive issues. What does that mean? Give us a professional insight.
Well, in our technical jargon, substantive issues refer to whether the defendant in question is guilty or non-guilty, or whether, if he's guilty, is proved guilty, the consequences of the offenses are serious or non-serious. This is what we call the substantive issues, and based on that, the verdict and the sentence, will be found, and then, I think, the whole proceedings will be wrapped up.
So, what will the two sides focus on today?
Well, I think, for the prosecutors, he or she will try very hard to persuade the court that, all the evidences they have, presented to the court are reliable, and, based on that, their charges is can withstand. And based on that, they will ask the court to announce that the defendant is guilty, and then you will also come up with some suggestions, like what sentence this defendant should deserve. And on the other side, for the defense lawyer, he or she would try very hard to persuade the court, okay, their client is not guilty, or if guilty, the social consequences of the offenses are not that serious. So, this is our job.
So, Professor, during the 5 days trial, the public and media have been updated on the progress of the trial in almost real time on Sina Weibo, a microblogging site, or China's major social media hub. So, this is almost unprecedented in Chinese history. What does that mean?
You're correct. This is really very unprecedented as compared with previous trials. I think the signal is very, very clear. The court in China, their proceedings, their trials are increasingly open and transparent. And for this case, because it's so high profile, it's sort of the focus of the domestic and international too. The court decided to sort of let this be reported on either by sort of constant briefing or on the Weibo, so that the people in China and outside China can have constant access to what is going on in the courtroom. This, I think, also means a very remarkable progress in China's efforts to build up rule of law in the country.
So, do you think this example of transparency and openness will be followed in the future?
I hope, for at least, each and every, high-profile cases, this will be the model.
Well, thank you very much indeed,
No problem.
Professor Li Zhaojie from the law school at Tsinghua University.